I want you to imagine for a moment. The year is 2050. Informal settlements are trending upwards, with populations gradually rising and rising. Space is a premium, with parks and nature strips a luxury that most are not able to enjoy. And as you look up through the concrete jungle, the twisted canopy of power lines and balconies, you faintly recall the light spilling from between the leaves, the swaying of grass through the breeze. You close your eyes and just imagine, wondering if what is lost is truly gone for good.
Us city dwellers are always yearning for the natural world, and it's by design. Biophilia describes the innate response in humans towards nature. It is the understanding that nature and green spaces play an integral role in our social and emotional health. And if you've ever found yourself attracted to the idea of escapism through video games such as Stardew Valley or even Animal Crossing, chances are you've been partaking in the lesser talked about technobiophilia. Researcher Sue Thomas defines technobiophilia as considering ways in which the future of public parks can be reimagined to incorporate the digital. However, technobiophilia is not a replacement for a tangible green space in an urban slum, but rather a supplementary resource.
This project is situated in Dharavi in Mumbai. Dharavi is a settlement that is largely uncharted, and while estimates and census data exists, maps of residential communities often do not. In an analysis of Dharavi neighbourhoods, Dovey suggests that the nature of incrementally built housing and self-organisations puts residents in a precarious space in which many redevelopment proposals may threaten, particularly in the case of industrial and residential landlords who would agree to redevelopment plans if their situation and livelihoods were maintained. When considering biophilia in the context of Dharavi, we can take a look at a case study of a similar settlement in Bangalore, India. Here, limited in small pockets, biophilic green spaces within slums were found to provide positive social and mental benefits for residents and workers. Trees and shrubs often form nodes for socializing, storage, or for the setting up of street stalls, and can be used as invaluable and sustainable improvements to the lives of the residents. The key stakeholders include residents, children and youth, women, migrant communities and the elderly, councils, and non-for-profits, and local industries, while the target users are Dharavi youth aged between 14 to 21. The design's intention is to build relationships between the residents of Dharavi based off the cultivation and imagination of green spaces. Here we have the consideration of the virtual, the natural, and the built, to create a balance between biophilic and technobiophilic spaces. The user receives a set of cards and an app download. Instructional content runs through the app tutorial. Augmented reality scouts locations and maps the local area. Augmented reality provides placement options and matching icons to the card. The user waters the card and over time the card will bloom. Users can continue to scout out locations for further green pockets. The cultivation cards represent an impermanence and facilitation of an idea rather than an upheaval of the established flow of life. Once wet, the cards begin to disintegrate. It cannot be lifted and moved without crumbling. Once the user engages with the card, it is scanned into the augmented reality app. The augmented reality will help the user scout out the surrounding area and log GPS and location data to provide a comprehensive analysis of the land. Ideal locations for cultivation cards are picked by the AI based on position, weather, and conditions. In it also lies the potential for the imagination of spaces, with the user adding their own virtual gardens in order to generate a concept for their space.
Utilizing digital media, the design retains accessibility for young digital natives, while also mapping out the dense network of public and private spaces within Dharavi. On the other hand, utilizing the cultivation cards provides small, tangible outcomes for the users that can open up dialogue between stakeholders over the cultivation and community use of green spaces. Although this design solution is small in comparison to bigger and harder to solve problems surrounding urbanization and social justice, I hope that it may highlight the importance of inclusive biophilic spaces by making small changes to the way that people think about and cultivate the spaces around them. Then maybe in 2050, nobody will have to imagine the comforting memory of the natural world.